everybody, I'm back with another video, and if you guys noticed, if you guys watched my other video that I just uploaded, I was wearing the same sweatshirt, and that's all because it's the same day. So this video isn't going to be anything about dramas. It's actually going to be something about a video that I made a couple months ago. I want to say like last year. I made this video about a Fujifilm Instax Mini 8 camera that I bought on eBay and fixed, and I've gotten so many questions about it, so I thought I should just make a video for it. And so yeah, today I'm going to be talking about Instax Fujifilm 8 cameras. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. So in order to make this video work, I actually purchased 11 broken Instax Mini Fujifilm cameras in the 8 models, just because I really wasn't able to figure out what was actually wrong with my first camera. I was just really lucky. Whatever I did onto that camera, it actually worked. So I wasn't really able to pinpoint actually how the camera I fixed came to be like unbroken and things like that. So in order to do this video, I had to go onto eBay, and the seller that I bought these cameras from was selling an entire lot of 11 cameras, 11 broken Instax Fujifilm cameras for I don't know, but I was like, I purchased them, and I knew they were all broken because the seller told me that they were all broken, and there was basically nothing I can do with them unless I fixed them or like took them apart and put them into another camera that was like already like good but probably missing some parts. Like you can see this guy is missing the front lens. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he's missing that part, and this guy has that part, you know? Like unless I like, these cameras work, they work just fine, see? Like that's all it's missing right here. It's just, it's pretty much aesthetically like not good looking, but it actually works. They all work. I mean, they didn't work when I first got them. They work now though, okay? So I got 11 of them, and I gave away like, I don't know, 6 of them already, so I'm left with 4 right now. No, I actually have 1 more in my car, so I didn't give 6 of them away. Did I? Oh yeah, I did give 6 of them away because I have 4 right here, and then I have 1 more in my car right now. So yeah, that is my story, and I'm going to tell you guys how I fixed them. So like I mentioned before, the seller who actually sold this to me said they were all broken, and when they came to me, I wasn't hoping for anything. I was just thinking to myself, I'm gonna have to tear them all apart and figure them out step by step. And you know what? I actually didn't tear them out all apart because I knew these cameras were really picky, and Instax Fujifilm actually writes inside where the batteries are that they only use alkaline batteries that are LR-6 1.5 volts, and they have to take 2 of them, obviously, because there's 2 slots for batteries right here, right? Majority of them worked except for 4 of them. 4 of them didn't work at all. I put brand new batteries. I put rechargeable batteries, which for the most part is not alkaline batteries, so it will not work if your camera is super picky and it only accepts alkaline LR6 batteries. But the camera that I had that I fixed last year, it accepts rechargeable batteries. I guess these cameras are really picky depending on the ones you get. So if you get like a really picky one, only get alkaline LR6 batteries, okay? And if you guys are curious on what batteries these use, they're not really complicated. They sell them in your typical grocery stores or Walmart, Target. They sell them everywhere, and I'm not trying to endorse this brand or anything, but it's worked for me really well. I tried using the Kirkland brand, which is from Costco, which didn't work. I don't know why. I'm not really sure why. And then I used Eneloop, the rechargeable batteries, and that didn't work. I've been using this battery from Duracell. It's their alkaline LR6 battery. It works great. It's worked on every camera that I've put this battery into. Did I word that right? Okay, if you're experiencing this, and it's not taking pictures, see? I'm pushing the button. It's not taking pictures, and that's because I'm using non-alkaline LR6 batteries right here, see? It may work once in a while, but it'll eventually not work. And I mean, like, as you're going out with friends and stuff like that, and you're taking a selfie with them, right? And you're like, wait, oh, my camera doesn't work. Yeah, like, how embarrassing, right? So prepare yourself, bring batteries that do work. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate right now that these batteries only work with alkaline LR6 batteries. So now I put these alkaline LR6 batteries from Duracell. I put them in here, and I put them in here. Ooh, what was that? And I put it in, and ta-da! It doesn't flash anymore, and I can take a picture. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Yeah, it's working. It's working. You're welcome. See, and that's usually the most common mistakes everybody makes, of just putting the wrong batteries in, and you're thinking, I've never dropped my camera, I've never done anything bad to it, I don't understand why even putting new batteries in, it doesn't work. Well, you may be putting in the wrong battery. So next time, try to put alkaline LR6 batteries in, okay? Another thing I came across with after getting these cameras were that sometimes these things right here that notify you how many film is left in your film canister, it's like totally loose, and it's like you don't know how many film you have left, and it's like really loose. It was like there's nothing holding those things back to let you know how many film you're taking of every time. And that's when I knew what was wrong with it, because that's what happened to my yellow camera, the one that I fixed from last year. That's what I did. I accidentally took out a spring, and I was like, why is that so weird? Like, why can't I tell how many film is left in my camera? So from last year, I knew what was going on with these cameras. So I have taught you guys how to fix that. It's really simple. Yeah, in the video that I'll be talking about right after this one. So here I am showing you guys the red camera, which we are going to be tearing apart, and the pink camera, which works. The red camera is actually probably missing a spring somewhere inside of the camera, so we are just going to take it apart now. So in order to do this part, you would need a flat-headed screwdriver, a really small one at that, and also you would need to take the screw underneath that part out, and then lightly lift these two parts of the camera out. And make sure you do this really carefully, because you might break something inside of the camera. I'll show you guys what I mean later. So here I am just showing you guys that I actually broke two plastic pieces where the shutter button is. I'll have to super glue that later. So here I am just shaking the camera lightly to find the little spring, and I found it, and it was already really rusty and probably broken. And at this point, all you have to do is just take the screws out of the battery compartment, and do it really carefully, because I don't want you guys ripping apart any wirings. So at this point, I was just attempting to put the spring back to where it belonged, but it didn't work. So I was trying to pull on it a little bit to make it work, but it ended up not working. So I ended up just having to cut off the part that was rusty. And then I was left with just a little bit of spring left, and by that point I was just tugging the spring a little bit to make it a little bit longer to what the length of the original spring was supposed to be. It worked, but it was just a little loose, I guess. Now I'm putting the battery compartment back to where it belongs. And at this point I was just testing the dial a little bit just before I put the camera back together. So the plastic pieces that I'm putting back on now are the plastic pieces that I originally broke while I was tearing these two camera parts apart. I'm just putting super glue in them right now where the shutter button is. And it does matter which one you put, like whichever plastic piece you put on the left side or right side, because the shutter button on one of the holes, it's bigger than the other hole. So do test these out first before you put it in. Once that is dry, you can put the shutter button back together again. And this part right here, I'm just showing you guys how to put the front part of the camera back together. Actually, you don't really need to take this part apart. It's just, I felt like it was really in the way while I was fixing the back. So, yeah, I just kind of took it apart. And be sure that you take the spring out. It's not lost or anything. It's actually stuck into that little circular piece. So, yeah, just pull it out. It's not that difficult. And now you are going to connect that spring into this hook right where the lens is. This part is a little bit tricky, but it's not too difficult. So before you put the camera back together, make sure you twist the lens a little bit, the part where I'm holding onto right now. Make sure you twist onto that and with the lens out as if it was on, just to make sure it's not jammed or anything. And if it is, just twist it a little bit, like just twist it around and see if it is jammed. Try fixing it a little bit underneath. You guys should know what I'm talking about when you take the camera apart. By doing that, it prevents the lens from being stuck onto one setting, for example, like a super sunny setting or a super cloudy setting. Yeah, just try to make sure that you're not stuck onto one setting all the time. And you can do that by putting batteries in and then taking a picture and without the film inside, of course. And you can see if the shutter is in the correct spot by looking through where the film is supposed to be. Now I'm just testing if the camera is functional. Now all you gotta do is just put the camera back together. So fixing that was really easy, but sometimes this camera actually has a voltage thing in here. Even if you take the batteries out, I think there's a fuse in here that when you touch the top part and you touch the side parts, it actually shocks you. Only sometimes though. And I've been really smart about it because I was shocked so many times last year with my yellow camera that I was fixing. And I was really smart about it this year, and I was just holding the inside of the, like this part inside where your film canister is supposed to be, when I would open these cameras apart, because I was shocked so many times, it hurt so bad. yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt me like, oh my god, I need to go to the hospital or anything like that, but it hurt me enough that I was like, okay, I need to be smarter about it this time because I don't want to get shocked anymore. It's a terrifying feeling. It's like you're being electrocuted. So yeah, be careful when you guys do fix these cameras. Hold the non-metal parts, hold the parts that aren't fused together with some sort of mechanism. I don't know. Yeah, just be careful, okay? Just be careful. The following clips are just of me showing you guys how to put these parts together. It's really easy. Yeah, so I'm just gonna show you guys. So here's a fully functional camera that is missing the front lens part. He's fully functional, everything's good about it, it's just ugly, so I'll call him Beast. And here is a broken camera. I'll call this one Beauty. I'm going to be taking the parts of Beauty and putting it onto Beast. Using a small flat-headed screwdriver, I'm just going to lift these apart gently so I'm not breaking any pieces off. And I will take them apart and put them onto the side. Here's Beast again. I'm just going to be taking the parts that I took off of Beauty and putting it onto him. So he's going to be handsome, good looking, and Beauty will fall in love with him. And the last thing that I found in these cameras were that they always flashed right here, even though I put brand new batteries, brand new alkaline LR6 in them, and they kept on flashing, and I thought that was really strange. And so what I did was I took the camera apart, and there's this like little mechanism right here. I'm not even sure if it's a mechanism, but it's like it won't latch onto another part. You guys will see what I'm talking about after this part right here that I'm talking about. It won't latch on, and then I latched it onto this other part that's supposed to like attach to it or something, and it worked. It stopped flashing and it worked. So sometimes, like, I don't know why, but it gets detached really easily, so that's possibly why your camera doesn't work and you've tried everything, even with the alkaline LR6 batteries, and it just doesn't work. That may be the reason why, because that part got detached, and so that's probably why it just doesn't work. So here is a broken camera. I'm going to be putting alkaline LR6 batteries into them just to prove to you guys it just still doesn't work even with the right batteries. So it still flashes yellow light. So this is the mechanism I was talking about. All you have to do is just push this around a little bit, just play around with it. It should latch onto that other black piece that is in there. See, that is what should happen, but it's not happening right now, so I had to just show you guys with my hands, but it should just latch on. After playing around with it a little bit, it did latch on, as you guys can see. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys haven't already, please click subscribe to my channel. And if you guys liked this video, please like it, and do check out my other YouTube videos. I do try to post one video a week, so yeah, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!